Yo, Heroscapers and AotP fans, thank you for clicking the video. Thank you for watching as always. Please, this video has been a heck of a video to edit and upload because Blue, in case you haven't seen the title for some reason, this is a Nissa who's green versus Jace who's blue game, and Blue has like so many non-stop, like recurring abilities that happen every turn or at the end of every turn or there's so many freaking shenanigans that it was very painful to edit. So leave me a like, leave a comment on your thoughts on the game, please. Show a little support because this thing has been a pain in my anus to to get prepared. But so we're on Tabletop Simulator again. The name of the map was called Ivy's Greenhouse. It will be in the description once again. I believe it's named after Poison Ivy, the Batman character. It's just we're using magic characters to play to play a game on it instead. Um, make of that what you will, but yeah, grab yourself a seat. I will fire up the video. Make sure you have a snack and enjoy the savagery. All right, here it is: green versus blue. Initiative roll. It looks like it's a 13. I think it was to 17. So my opponent wins initiative. He gets to choose who gets to go first. So he elects to go second. So I move Nissa. Very simple move. Just a few spots up. End my turn. Activate Sprint from Nissa to move her another few spaces. My opponent immediately summons the Lantern Guys, 30 point nuisance squad that basically can resummon, or I should say can unsummon for free. And then Flicker means they can unsummon for free, and then the Eerie Observation means your opponent can basically look at the top card of your deck every turn when they unsummon and resummon them. And here's the Eerie Observation now. So my opponent's spying on my deck, probably getting some anxiety over all the very powerful green cards. Very strong green cards. And now he's activating Jace's Focus Thoughts, where he looks at the top card of his deck and then put it back on top of his deck. Plays Jace's Erasure, which just kills the top two cards of one opponent's deck. And puts it in the graveyard. So I toss, I think it was Snare the Skies and then Sheltering Word.
How dare you! You have stolen my dreams!
These sheltering Word and Snare Skies aren't particularly powerful, so honestly not a terrible loss. And then he moves Jace up and ends his turn. Drawing a card, I believe I get Snare the Skies here. It's a wonderful card, a +2 range and +1 power for a squad for one turn is pretty freaking beastly, and I think it's only 10 points. Definitely like one of Green's better cards. I move Nissa up, take I believe it's a full range attack. I'm at full 7 range with height advantage at Jace. So this would be my 4 power versus his 3 dice for toughness. So 3 hits to 1 shield means he is taking two wounds, baby. Yeah, 2 wounds out of 7 is honestly really a good way to kick off the game, at least for me. Ending my turn though, move Nissa backwards 3 spaces with Sprint. And my opponent activates Flicker. We're going to see this quite a bit through this game. He unsummons the Geist and then resummons them. This is mostly to reactivate Eerie Observation, so that he can constantly view my deck and see what I will draw into, and or he can act like a chicken, and if he's scared of my cards, put them on the bottom of my deck. So here he is looking at one of the cards. I honestly don't remember if he puts it under or on the bottom or back on the top of the deck. We'll find out. It looks like he's putting it underneath my deck. So another card he was very scared of. And now Focus Thoughts, where he's looking at the top of his own deck. And he puts that card back on top. And he's playing a hidden enchant. Oh, apparently I missed a hidden enchant. There's 2 hidden enchants on Jace right now. He just put a second one on them. And now he's summoning the illusionary projections. Very, seems like they're pretty decent. They're kind of glass cannon blue squad, but they seem like they're very decent. Their two abilities are both really useful, you know, in teleporting and also drawing when you first summon them. I think he completed summoning there, yep. And you'll see he's drawing a card. It's a little bit tough to see from this camera angle, but that's what he does there. Moves Jace, runs away behind a tree, because Jace is the real tree hugger, not Nissa. Nissa's just an angry animal coming out to destroy people. I don't know why you think green is the color of the tree huggers. Anyway, this turn drawing Titanic Growth. Another very powerful green card. Potentially, honestly, I think Titanic Growth might be one of the best spells in the whole game. It's just dummy powerful to give one creature +3 power, especially when you use the Kessig Rangers. And I believe I said almost the same thing in the Obnoxious game. But here you'll see I just completed summoning the Elf Rangers along the road in front of Nissa. Changed my mind after thinking about it for a second, and I moved one a little further out so that I could double summon the Kessig Rangers right behind them up on the bridge. So that's the reasoning why you saw me. I picked the one Ranger up and dropped him a little bit further up the hill, still within 5 spaces of Nissa. So using the road, taking Nissa over here to threaten this illusionary projection on high ground. Should be a 3/3. So I get 1, and my opponent gets 1. And I activate sprint, run backwards. Figured I'd take cover by the bush in case cheeky illusionary projections want to come in and attack. My opponent's turn, he is actually electing to teleport Jace to swap spaces with one of the projections via illusionary deception. So there, now Jace has teleported what, five spaces to the side. Because that was at the start of his turn. He's also activating Flicker at the start of his turn to unsummon the Geists. And now that he's past the start of his turn, he's going to resummon the Geists. This again is mostly for eerie observation. Because what's more blue and controlling than knowing every card your opponent's going to draw? Or, I guess, stuffing their good cards at the bottom of their deck, as he has done for the 3rd time in a row now. And here's Focus Thoughts, again, another, kind of like another aspect of like Blue's control and just like knowledge of like everything. Looks at the top card of his deck, puts it back on top of his deck. Puts his 3rd hidden enchant on Jace, which I think at this point I knew that he had all 3 of his, I think there's only 3 blue hidden enchant planeswalkers in the game, at least that I can think of. So at this point, like, I knew he had the Aether Spouts, which unsummons the squad, and then the anti-enchantment, and then the anti-sorcery hidden enchants on him. So I'll come back to that. He's attacking with 6. I believe he got 3, and I rolled 1, so Nissa's taking 2 wounds from this. But back to the 3 hidden enchants. Yeah, I believe at this point I was thinking that I could bait out the because I have Primeval Light in my hand. I could bait out the oh, here's Project Self. He's teleporting himself across the map next to one of his figures.
Listen, buddy, if you don't log off this game immediately, I'm gonna fly over to your house, come down to that basement you're hiding in, rip off your arms, and shove them up your butt!
Oh man, and now he's playing Unsummon. He's unsummoning his projections because he was within 4 spaces of one of them. He can unsummon all of them. That's how Unsummon works. But yeah, and so of course back to these hidden enchants, I was like, all right, I can bait Psychic Rebuttal by playing a random sorcery and then playing Primeval Light to get rid of the other 2. So this is my plan here. I was like, I'm playing Groundswell as kind of a dummy, hoping, you know, he had to have Psychic Rebuttal in there. So he would counter that sorcery, and then I could play my next sorcery. And here it is. Here's Psychic Rebuttal, which is to counter Groundswell.
Nothing for you!
So Groundswell has no effect, goes to the graveyard. And now I play the second sorcery, which I know should go through uncontested. Primeval Light, which should get rid of what I expected would be Aether Spouts. And there's Aether Spouts. And then the other card, which gets rid of enchantments, counters an enchantment. Scatter Arc, there it is. That counters an enchantment. So it felt like a good opportunity to get rid of those. And I lacked, in my action 2, to take a turn with the Elf Rangers. So here they are, running up the road, coming to have some fun. We're checking the road spaces because, again, when you take every step on the road, you can add up to 3 to your movement, and we're double checking that I'm actually moving 8 spaces and not further. But yeah, I'm all the way up on his start zone with these geeky skinny elves with 1 defense, or 1 toughness. So attacking Jace, I rolled 2 to his 1, so he's taking a wound. Second attack is from height, blank out. And I think the last attack was also from height, yeah. I get a 2, and he actually rolls a 2. A bit hard to see, but there's his 2 shields right there. And then I activate their very annoying sprint ability to try and clear some space so that he can't resummon the Geists into adjacency with those elves. Then I decide to try and tie Jace down with the third one. Just to, I don't know, I guess I just wanted him to be a nuisance. I didn't really have any real game plan other than let's see if I can either tie Jace down or force him to take a 50% disengage. So turn passes back to the opponent. He's unsummoning, of course, Flicker with the Geists, and then resummoning them. Activating Eerie Observation. Once again, he likes to trigger his own PTSD by looking at my very powerful spells. He must be a masochist or something, I don't know. So another card he's dropping onto the bottom of my library. I call it a deck. I'm sorry. My MTG lingo isn't super great, but I do call it a deck very often instead of a library. Second summon for the turn. My opponent is going bringing the illusionary projections back out. And again, since he is summoning them for the second time, when he summons them, he can draw a card. So he draws a card. Then he activates Focus Thoughts. Looks at the top card of his deck. And he places it, alright, right back on top. He really likes all of his blue cards, I suppose.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him, excuse me.
So he decided to activate his selective memory to find that one, the one spell he needs. The one that I think it does say sorcery. Actually, you can't pick an enchantment, but blue sorceries are so good, it doesn't really matter. You always want a sorcery, right? So he selects Welcome to the Fold and adds that to his hand. Moves Jace in a circle around the elf to not disengage, but to just attack him while still engaged. He gets 2 hits, and I get 1 sword, which is absolutely worthless while defending. So I'm gonna add 2 wounds next to, because you can't really put a wound on the base of the figure in Tabletop Simulator. You basically just have to put the wounds next to him, and then you'll see here I'm gonna draw like an attaching line so that the wounds stick to him when he moves. So second spell, I believe, for the turn now. After moving and attacking with Jace, he is using Ghost Form and targeting that illusionary projection that he just pointed out. And then he's playing Welcome to the Fold, which he just sought from his deck earlier. So he's going to move and attack with 2 of his illusionary projections. The first one, with Ghost Form, is attacking with the 1 elf that's adjacent to him. He gets 1 hit. So I'm placing the wound on that elf. It looks like it was that kind of bottom right elf. He's taking a second attack, and I think it's with the the projections by Jace. So he nails I think 2 wounds because I blank out on defense. So the guy's at 4 damage and he's dead. And okay, so yeah, I guess that ends his turn. That ends Welcome to the Fold and brings up the end of his turn. So now it's my turn. I draw Overrun, which is another very wonderful and very powerful green card. And it looks like I'll go for the kill this turn.
Sugar.
Because playing, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going for the kill. So here we go.
Spike.
Playing all 3 spells to buff the Kessigs.
And everything nice.
So I'm activating Titanic Growth and Hunt at Dawn on this frontmost Kessig. So he's going to get +3 attack or +3 power, and he's going to attack 2 times. So he's going to mosey on up and yeah, get ready to take aim, fire at will at the annoying blue menace that we all know as Jace. So yeah, he takes the road, and then number 2 over here, who doesn't have Titanic Growth or the double attack, he's just coming along to I guess be, you know, front row seat. So he's got to have good line of sight to watch Jace get murdered in absolute cold blood, heartless. So anyway, checking his line of sight so I can use him as a backup to shoot at Jace if needed. First Kessig Ranger there, the one with Titanic Growth and double attack. He's going to roll 8 dice 2 times at Jace. 3 hits for the first attack roll. My opponent gets 3 blanks, 3 non-shields, so Jace takes 2 wounds, or 3 wounds. He's at 1 life remaining at this moment. I can roll another 3 hits, and my opponent rolls another 3 non-shields, and Jace is completely destroyed. He gets flicked off the map. And my opponent concedes. He hadn't had the chance to summon his Necro Alchemist, and his offensive power is just going to be really, really limited at this point. He concedes, and I think I agree with that, because unfortunately it would take him like so much sheer luck to pull this game off that it would just be astronomical. End of the game though, yeah, I think Green has like some really dummy powerful spells, especially like Titanic Growth on the Kessigs is just so like, it's very threatening, and it very easily closes this game out for me for sure. Anyway, yeah, leave your comments, please. Leave a like. If you would like to see a particular army or planeswalker from, of course, the official AOTP sets in the game, let me know. I'd be happy to oblige. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you in the next one.